Hi and welcome back to the UTF podcast, number 10. I keep saying hi and welcome back. It's weird when we keep filming back-to-back episodes.
Hopefully they are coming back from each one.
Yeah, well that'll be nice. Now we've got boxing, final story of the day. Quite a few things.
Yes, decent weekend, boxing.
We chose not to preview the Amir Khan Phil Greco fight. We thought we'd speak about it after it happened, and wow, I mean there wouldn't be much to talk about if we'd previewed it, if we'd built up this great big fight.
And then
what happened? 40 seconds it took Khan to knock out Greco, and what did you make of his performance?
well, Khan's or Greco's?
Greco's.
Pathetic, wasn't it?
It was really bad.
To be fair, how quick are Amir Khan's hands?
He did look really sharp. Yeah.
How quick are his hands? Like, honestly, if he had a chin, imagine how good he'd be.
It almost makes it a change that he doesn't fight more. That he seems to, there's all these rumours around that he dodges different fights and he likes waiting long times before because he's, too scared or whatever they want to say about him. But when he looked sharp, really quick, yeah.
He's always been quick. His issue is his chin, innit, all the time. But yeah, the Greco, good old Phil.
Didn't even look like a fighter to me.
No.
He looked all over the shop.
Because the thing is, you say he looked awful. You can't be that bad if you've got 12 rounds of Sean Porter.
Well, that's what's the most bizarre thing. I mean, if you've got a fight with Amir Khan, I mean, at the beginning of your career, you're going to fight a couple of people that are not up to scratch. But Amir Khan's not an amateur. You'd think most people he's going to come up against are going to be decent fighters. But he did look so bad.
The only thing you can see is the Greco's never really beaten anyone of class. Obviously, he lost to Sean Porter 12 rounds. At least he went 12 rounds with Sean Porter.
It almost makes me think, has something gone wrong in the training camp? Was he ill on the day or something?
I don't know. Because he did get TKO'd by Errol Spence Jr. in the third round when they fought as well. So
yeah,
similar to Khan knocked him out. But yeah, he said on Twitter, no excuses. He said it just didn't work out for him on the day.
It didn't even look like Khan had to try. He
was like, well, he had one quick combo and then there was another one and he was down.
He caught him with a. He caught him quite well, like 10 seconds before he knocked him out as well.
So it was just. So it's not much to really discuss.
No, just more so looking forward to what Khan can do. What Khan could go on to, who he could go on to fight because. Yeah,
well, there's only one.
That one behind.
There's one fight that everyone wants to see, and that is Amir Khan Kelbrook. That is what everyone wants to see.
Yeah,
that would sell out an arena instantly, especially over here.
Big clash of the British.
And obviously, it's been building up for years, not just recently. It's been the fight they've both wanted for years, but it seems Khan's always avoided it. But now he said after the fight he wants it. He said he prefers that fight.
They're two of the more high-profile British fighters. And he said fighting today, so it'd be good to.
He said he'd prefer to fight Brook than fight for a title next. So if that's anything to go by, then obviously it'll happen. And,
who would you be backing in that?
Kelbrook.
I think I'd be leaning towards Kelbrook. Yeah.
I'd be leaning towards Kelbrook because Amir Khan's always got faster hands, but Kelbrook's got a chin. The only two losses he's had were to Golovkin and to Errol Spence, and both of them he didn't really get knocked out. He just had bad injuries. He's had bad injuries.
Golovkin actually, he looked really good.
He did. I think he's winning.
Bearing in mind, Golovkin's one of the best fighters around at the moment.
I think
he looked really good. The only reason he ended up losing because he broke his eye socket, wasn't it?
Yeah, I had Kel winning on the scorecards.
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't. I can't remember what I had, but it sounds about right. But yeah, literally was the team.
But yeah, it was just literally he broke his eye socket, and that was it. He's Errol Spence, similar thing. Ended up losing in the end, but I just think he's just too good. Khan's class, don't get me wrong, but when you've got a glass chin like that, you can never be the best.
Not the biggest fan of Khan. I'd like to see him lose anyway.
Yeah, he's a bit of a. Can't really say it on the podcast, but yeah.
By the way, if you watched I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, you may have some kind of inclination as to what kind of bloke he is. He's a bit of a
snake.
Yeah, a bit of a snake. We'll go with that one.
He's okay, but
I'm not his biggest fan.
No. But yeah, I think Kelbrook.
I like Kelbrook.
I like Kelbrook as well. Even though his voice annoys me a bit.
It's not how you think a boxer would sound.
Yeah.
I beat people up for a living, and I've got a really high pitched.
Proper nose is like
really nasally, yeah.
But I think Kelbrook will win that fight. I think, like I said, he's just got a better chin, so he'll be able to take Khan's punches, and he'll just be too good. I think he might outclass Khan, to be honest.
Yeah.
And he might even knock him out.
I hope it does get made. I look forward to it. It'll be a good fight.
Yeah, it should be. If that's not the next fight for both of them, then I'm not sure if it'll ever happen, to be honest. It's gotta be.
What's the point in dragging it on?
None of them got anything else. Yeah, none of them got anything else to fight for now, so it's the best thing to do.
And like you said, it would sell tickets.
Oh, easy. It'd be
They both make a nice, a
nice cash day. Probably the biggest win in a while for
nice
either of
paycheck.
them. Another fight in the weekend obviously was Carl Frampton, who beat I'm trying to think, how do you say his name? Nonito Done. It's a Filipino fight there. Decent quality. Obviously Frampton, his only loss of his career came to Santa Cruz. Is Santa Cruz? Yeah, so I think Carl Frampton's back now where he should be. This is a good warm-up fight for him, and hopefully he can get a fight to that more of a world-class opponent next. Maybe even get a rematch, or you got a few other options really to be honest.
Yeah, no, I like him as a fighter. I think it's good to see him get back on, keep on winning and moving up. Like say again, British. It's nice to see. It really is this kind of golden age of British boxing, where from heavyweight to all the other divisions.
Even women's, Kate Taylor and
Yeah.
I know she's Irish, but still, Natasha Jonas. They're all, even to women, it's all just obviously they both won weekend as well. Kate Taylor and Natasha Jonas. So it's a great age for British boxing overall. From
Shout out to Molly McCann, big Everton fan, who's doing. It's just signed a new deal for the UFC as well. It's good for fighting in this country.
Well, yeah, obviously got big Conor McGregor and UFC, Bisping and all them lot.
Irish doesn't really count.
I was going to say Brett Johns, but he lost on the weekend for the first time in his career. So
Did he?
yeah, Welsh MMA fighter. But yeah, and another massive fight, which someone who always does draw fans in because he's controversial, let's say, is Adrian Broner.
Mm-hmm.
He drew with Jesse Vargas. Well, majority draw. He obviously won on the one card, but drew on the other two.
Not the way any fighter really wants to win.
No, but it didn't. It counts as a draw because it was two.
You know what I mean.
But yeah, as you can expect, Broner was not happy after the fight, as per.
Mm-hmm.
Went off on a rant again. But he was saying before the fight that obviously he's had his he was supposed to be the next Mayweather when he was younger, and
Mayweather Jr.
Yeah, that is obviously not. He's supposed to be the next Mayweather Jr. when he's younger. But obviously he got too big for his boots when he got the money and stuff, and went to jail a couple of times. And then in fights he just didn't turn up. He was just lazy, he couldn't be bothered, so he was just getting beat quite easily. And then he said before this one he wants to make more of an effort, and he wants to, before the end of his career, because he's on the 30 mark now, so he's needs to start. If he's going to make an impact, he needs to start doing that now. And
Can't fault him now, I guess. Everyone reacts to fame and fortune differently, and if he realises that he's done wrong, and he's back on the straight and narrow, then fair play to him. But not the best way to start that.
No, exactly. And he said he wanted to obviously make an impact and still leave this industry as a legend. So it's good for him. But
a little bit late to come out as a legend.
Yeah, he said he wants to obviously put in a great performance against Jesse Vargas, and I wouldn't say it was a great performance, but he put in a performance at least better than he has done in previous fights. And in the middle rounds he did get a bit lazy again, but overall he did enough. Didn't do enough to win, obviously, but he won on the once card. And he wasn't happy there too. Obviously, Jesse Vargas is a quality operator as well, so let's not get that wrong. He went against a nobody. Jesse Vargas is a good fighter. But it'd be interesting to see what Broner does next. Will he have the rematch with Vargas, or is he trying to look at someone more high class? Someone like...
I think... I don't know. I could see a rematch because a draw is frustrating, isn't it?
Yeah, and Broner just wants... Well, if he's standing by his words, he just wants to prove himself again.
Again, if you go back to... I know it was under controversial circumstances. If you go back to Golovkin and Canelo, when you draw, it's always frustrating. You want to either be bested or win. I think it's frustrating. For me, a draw is almost as bad. With boxing, especially over other sports, a draw is almost as bad as a loss.
Yeah, you don't want it.
It's just frustrating. You haven't. I don't know. It's just bad, isn't it? It's just frustrating.
It is. It just, if you're a fighter and you're just drawing a fight, you're thinking all that camp for that.
Yeah,
surely
you've done all that camp. You either want to win, preferably, but I'd probably rather lose than draw, because at least I go right. Well, but this is where I need to improve. This is what if I've just drawn, waste of time, innit? Because it keeps the record a little bit more clean.
Yeah, it looks better. Look, Golovkin still hasn't lost. At least if he lost,
keeps the record.
To be fair, they should have won that fight anyway. But we said that before. We'll leave that there. The only other thing I wanted to say as well was Keith Thurman's had to give up his WBC belt because of an injury. He's obviously rehabilitation for his injury. So he had to give that up. But he is allowed when he comes back to fight for that title again. He's allowed to keep the other two he's got. But he gets to fight for the title again when he's back from injury. So whoever wins it or wherever. But that's interesting because that's a good division. Obviously you've got Sean Porter, Keith Thurman, Khan, Crook, Errol Spence Jr. So it's actually a good division with a few British boxers in there as well. Then it's good to see. Spike O'Sullivan, another one.
Well, it's if it's vacant as well, it gives these fighters the opportunity to really push for it and rise that extra level, which is always good, better for the fans to watch.
What did you think of obviously because Canelo pulled out the GG fight? There was loads of names linked, but apparently Gary Spike O'Sullivan was offered the fight, and then he took it, but then he turned it down. Then after he noticed they changed channels, so there was going to be less money. What do you think of that?
Took the fight with Golovkin.
Yeah. But then he turned it down because they changed channels. The money was less, and this journalist said about it, and his reply to the journalist was, if you went to a bakery and said they say you can have this one donut now for free, or if you wait a few months you can have 1,000 or millions free. Which one are you going to take?
Yeah.
So that was his reasoning. He thinks he can get more money in future off bigger fights.
I think that's fair. Although at the same time,
in a short turnaround too.
At the same time, it's obviously going to be less money because the fight with Canelo, one, it's a rematch, so there's more riding on it, and two, Canelo is one of the better fighters in the division anyway, so it's a bigger fight in my opinion. Canelo against Golovkin, it's always going to draw in more people, so the money's going to be bigger.
Because the other thing, Spike,
less money for someone who's not as big a fight.
Because the other thing,
but then from his perspective, then I think that's absolutely fair. If you're replacing someone who's dropped out because of a difficult circumstance, you'd expect to be paid in kind. And if you're not being paid what you think you're worth,
especially in a short turnaround as well with the fight sports,
especially in a sport like boxing, if you're not being paid, at least in football, if you're not being paid what you think you're worth, it's alright. You're only kicking a football around. I'd rather not be underpaid if I'm being punched in the face.
Especially against someone like Golovkin.
Yeah, I'll be paid my due if I'm punched in the face. So,
but I guess like I said, the other thing is a short turnaround as well. Obviously, the fight's supposed to be May the 5th.
Yeah,
so that's 2 weeks. So
doesn't give him a proper training camp.
So I think he wanted to be paid heavily if he was going there because he was never.
It's basically him stepping to the lion's den. So yeah, you need to be paid well for that. Otherwise, why bother? What's the point? There's nothing to gain. Well, I mean, there is something to gain, but there's nothing to lose really from just going, no, I'm not going to do that. I'll wait for my other chance.
Exactly, yeah. You can just...
Especially if you back your own ability, you
think you get up to
it. You think, all right, I'll get that again. I don't need to rush. I'll do it on my terms. So, yeah, I think fair play to him.
So it looks like he's not going to have a fight now, GGG. If he does, I'll be surprised, but we'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks.
Shame, because I was looking forward to the Canelo fight. But
yeah, but Canelo himself pulled himself out, so that was a strange one. But yeah, next week on the boxing topic, we will be discussing Hey Bellew. We'll leave that for next week.
I look forward to that.
This should be a fun discussion with obviously being a massive Bellew fan since he's an Everton fan.
I like to support the. We're all a family, us Blues. That was the worst thing I've ever said in this podcast.
Alice the Blue, technically.
No, he's not a Blue.
Is he the black sheep?
Yeah, he certainly is. He's a Bolton man. He's not an Everton man. No, I like Tony Bellew. It'd be interesting. We'll go into more detail next week. But I just hope that he does win again because too many people said he won because of injury. Yeah. So I hope that he can put that aside and prove that he's a good fighter. Because I think he is. Well, that's it for today's UTF number 10 podcast. Hopefully you like this one. Like I said, we got a rugby podcast and a football podcast as well for you to look at. We're back next week with a couple of guests on our football podcast. Yeah, looking at the championship when it reaches its final couple of weeks. Exactly. Obviously the boxing, we'll have a nice little preview for Hey Bellew and wherever else on the card. Any other news that comes out in the week we'll cover as well. Exactly. So hopefully you all watch these 3 episodes out in the next few. Well, I guess when you watch this it would be today. Or yeah. Like I get what you mean. Yeah. Whenever you get them, enjoy them. Hopefully. Yeah, enjoy them. Yeah, and hopefully they'll come back next week and enjoy those too. All the links are in the description. Make sure you subscribe to our channel so you can keep up to date when we do post our videos. I think that's it from us. So yeah, like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.